Are you tired of that knot in your stomach every time a bill comes due? Do you feel like you're stuck in a loop, working hard, making money, but yet never really getting ahead? You're not alone. Recent reports show that many of us are so stressed about money more than ever before, and nearly 1 million people are nearing retirement without a penny saved. But here's the good news: breaking free from that paycheck to paycheck cycle and building real wealth isn't a magic trick reserved for the ultra rich. It all comes down to a few simple, learnable habits. In this video, I've put together my research from finance experts, from experienced accountants, and even self made millionaires to show you the 8 common mistakes that you are likely making right now that is keeping you from true financial freedom. And better yet, I'm going to show you the best ways you can actually fix those common mistakes and truly change the game. So stick around and watch the entire video, because if you apply these steps, it's truly going to make a massive difference to your financial future. First, let's talk about the fundamental problem, the cycle that traps us in a loop. Here's how it works. We trade our time, our knowledge for a paycheck, but then it immediately goes out the door. First, it's going to cover the big things like rent, bills, groceries. Then whatever's left over, that smaller amount, is going to cover other spending, like maybe eating out, maybe online shopping, or that new gadget. And by the end of it, there's nothing left over. So what do? You work, you make money, you spend, and you do this continuously over and over again without really getting ahead. And the danger here is obvious. What happens if that paycheck stops? What happens if you lose your job? What happens if your car breaks down? The whole system comes crashing down on us because we are 100% reliant on that one single source of income. This isn't living, friends. It's just existing. And unfortunately, this is likely going to ring true to so many people of you watching this video. And that's exactly why I made this, because I want to talk about the situation and how to actually fix the problem so you can get ahead. So how do people like us actually get stuck into this never-ending cycle? Well, what I've realized and what I've researched, it actually comes down to a few core mistakes that many of us are making. Mistake number 1, paying yourself last. And this is by far the biggest mistake we make, is that we pay ourselves last on the ladder. The poorest people habit is to pretty much pay everyone else first. Your rent, your groceries, your utilities, social plans, and then see, okay, what's left over so we can try and save some of that money. But spoiler alert, usually after that, there's nothing left over. So what do the rich do differently that makes them so much more ahead? Well, here's the secret sauce. They actually pay themselves first. So solution number 1 is that now, after watching this video, you're actually going to pay yourself first. And the first thing you're going to do is, if you don't already have one, is build an emergency fund. Here's what I want you to promise me. The minute your next paycheck hits your bank account, you're going to take 10% first and transfer that into a savings account. Now, it may seem hard because you got rent, maybe you got mortgage, groceries, but you're going to first skim 10% off your paycheck right away and put that into a separate savings account and try to aim for at least 10%. Because here's a mindset shift you're going to make. Treat that payment like a non-negotiable bill. And the purpose of this fund is to protect you from financial emergencies. For example, if your car breaks down, uncovered medical bills, or a job loss. This isn't for impulse buys or vacations. It's for true financial emergencies. This is your cash cushion. And the general rule of thumb is to take all of your core expenses and you're going to use that. For example, your core expenses are $2,000 a month. You're going to build an emergency fund that is 3 months to at least 6 months based off on your core emergency expenses. And the point of this is that if you suffer a job loss or if you have an unexpected expenses, you have some wiggle room, you have that cash cushion to cover yourself. That's your security, that's your safety net. Because what this boils down to is that you are no longer just one paycheck away from disaster. Now, where you put this money matters. Don't put it in a random account where it's going to be hard to access, or if you forget about where you parked your emergency fund. So make sure you pick a very specific account, it's easily accessible, and you park it in cash. And this, my friend, sets the stage for long-term security, because now you're going to prioritize your future over any unnecessary spending. Mistake number 2, getting way too comfortable with bad debt. Let's face it, most of us love our credit cards. You see that shiny new object, you see that new subscription, swipe, swipe, swipe. That's all we do. And then when we see a credit card bill, we're shocked. Did I really spend that much? Let me know in the comments if that sounds like you. Now that you know why saving is so critical, getting way too comfortable with bad debt is extremely destructive to your long term financial future. Relying on credit, and pay attention here, I'm saying credit, not just credit card, relying on credit for everyday spending like groceries, clothes, gifts, it can be a super dangerous habit. Why? Because most credit card companies can charge you an enormous interest rate of up to 22%. And with interest rates so high, it's no wonder why those small little loans can turn into massive financial burdens before you even know it. And keep in mind, if you are paying your credit card in full every single month, that's not a problem. You're good. But if you're not making that full payment and you're relying on credit to get you by, making that minimum payment, this one is especially for you. So here's how you're going to fix it. Step number one, you're going to use credit only if you can pay off that balance immediately. Otherwise, don't use a credit card, use your debit card. Step number two, you're going to attack existing debt using the debt avalanche method or the snowball method. The debt avalanche method is effectively you figure out what is your largest non-mortgage debt. So for example, if you have credit card debt of 22%, you're going to use whatever leftover money you have from savings to kill that debt. Or the snowball is where you tackle small little debts so that way you feel like you're getting momentum until you get to that bigger debt. Step number three, remember every dollar you save against interest is another dollar that goes towards securing your financial future. So hopefully you can see why eliminating debt is so critical because it frees up key dollars to secure your financial future and reduces the long-term cost of borrowing. Mistake number three is not knowing your income or your expenses properly. Think about it this way. If you're starting a journey, if you don't know what your starting point is, how can you plan to get to the destination? Money works the same way. Unfortunately, too many of us aren't fully aware of how much money we're bringing in and how much every dollar goes out the door, which makes it nearly impossible to set concrete financial goals. The solution here is to track every single dollar that goes into your bank account and that goes out of your bank account, and also adopt a frugal mindset. First, you need to get a clear idea of how your money is flowing. You need to use a budgeting app or a spreadsheet or any other software that helps you track income and expenses. You can use something like YNAB, Quicken, and once you know which method you're going to use to track with, you don't want it to become a chore. Find something that's really easy to use. So what you're going to do is you're going to track every single dollar of income and expense for the next 60 days. Seeing the numbers in black and white is going to be the trigger that you need to take action. Once you know exactly where every single dollar is going in or out, then you can make smarter money decisions. You can figure out where to cut back or where to save and invest. This is a very critical financial foundation because it actually lays the groundwork for all your next financial moves that we're going to talk about. Mistake number four, lifestyle inflation. As you start to earn more, you go up that corporate ladder, you start getting a little bit more posh, right? First, your car doesn't seem as nice. Maybe your home doesn't seem as nice, right? So you got a newer car, you got a newer home. And those little small habits of buying that expensive coffee, those daily habits now become automatic. Because why not? You're making more money. You want to be happy, right? Here's where the pitfall lies. Social media and the pressure to keep up with the Joneses. Unfortunately, it's going to cause you to overspend on small conveniences or very expensive hobbies, and those dollars eventually add up. You might be paying for things like daily lattes, delivery fees, those impulse buys. They may not seem like much at the time, and that's why you need to track your expenses. And I'm sure if you track your expenses and add up all those over the next 60 days, it's going to surprise you of how much money you're just letting it slip away. The solution, which can be a bit of a challenge, is to adopt a frugal mindset without feeling deprived. You're going to ask yourself these two questions to get that ball rolling. Question number one, can you cook at home instead of eating out? Question number two, can you cut down on expensive subscriptions or at least find a cheaper alternative? What you want to do in order to feel like you're not depriving yourself, you want to focus on value. So let's say that $5 latte, cappuccino, whatever your go-to is, if it truly buys you happiness, you feel that extra, bit of bounce in your step and you look forward to that every day, then don't cut that out. Being happy is just as important, right? There's no point in living a sad lifestyle just to save an extra dollar. The goal here is simple. No matter what you earn, find happiness in living below your means. Small sacrifices now can compound into massive gains later on, paving the way to your own financial freedom. And don't just take my word for it. Here's 15-time NBA All-Star, 4 times NBA champion, Shaq, explain the exact same concept.
You need to understand is FICA, and you don't. If you do a $100 million contract, depending on what state you live in, you ain't getting $100 million, but you spend like you got $100 million. And that'd be the problem. My first year check was $20 million. When I got it, it said 10-9. FICA, states, all the taxes go, right? But I didn't realize that. So I went and bought a house for $5 million. I'm in a Rolls Royce joint. So I'm like, hey man, how much is this? Nah, how much is this one? So finally the old guy says, yo man, you asked about all these cars. Can you afford them? Now I'm pissed. So I buy 3. So they go another $1 million. That's 6. Trying to be a rapper. Trying to produce my own video. They go another $1 million. That's 7. So I spent that $10 million probably in 3 months. The whole summer. And then my guy called me and said, you know you spend your whole check. Still had a lot of money I was paying attention, but I was like, okay, now I need to really, and then I was getting married at the time. I was like, now I really need to start paying attention. It ain't about me no more, it's about these babies, So
there you go. Having a clear understanding of your spending, plus that frugal mindset, it's going to equip you to make better money decisions later on, so you can really build wealth over time. Mistake number 5, having expensive or wasteful spending habits. Now, we talked a little bit about this in the last one, but trust me, expensive spending habits and wasteful spending, it's such a big holdback to you building wealth over the long run that it's worth talking about in a little bit more detail. Let's get real here for a quick second. Do you often find yourself indulging in shopping sprees? Do you order takeout way too often, and do you just pay for delivery just for the sake of convenience? Does that ring a bell to you? Fortunately, it may seem small, but these are true signs of wasteful spending. There's something called the dinner effect. What happens is you buy one upscale thing or one upscale service, and then it just makes everything else look pale in comparison. And that pushes you to spend even more on buying more expensive things, on more expensive trips, and that just compounds. And again, the point here is, do you want to secure your financial future? If so, you're going to follow these 3 simple steps. First, you're going to set a spending freeze once a week where you avoid non-essential purchases. You're going to give yourself a 24-hour waiting period before making new, big impulse decisions. 3, you're going to reassess your habits by trying as best as you can to swap out expensive outings for more budget-friendly options. And the result of these actions is you're going to find that at the end of each month, you're going to have more money left over, and that money you can use to pay down expensive debt or invest and secure your financial future. Mistake number 6, thinking that saving alone is going to build you wealth over the long haul. Saving money is essential, and building an emergency fund is a must. It's a non-negotiable. But just saving on its own, it's not going to make you wealthy. It's not going to make you rich. Think about it. You earn $1, you save the dollar. That dollar goes into your bank account and it just sits there doing nothing. In fact, if it's just sitting in a regular bank account, it's actually losing purchasing power. And the sad reality is that many adults, those who are near retirement or those who are at retirement, they unfortunately have not invested enough. So what do they have to do? They have to keep working much longer than they would like. The fix here is simple. Once you have your emergency fund built, once you got all your high interest debt covered, you are not going to get your money to work for you by investing. What you're going to do is redirect those dollars that were initially going into your emergency fund. Once you have it built up, you're going to redirect those dollars into investing. You're going to invest to generate passive income. And that's money making more money without you having to lift a finger. No active effort is required. You literally make money in your sleep. Remember, the absolute biggest advantage you have, especially if you're young, is time. Saving is a defensive play. Getting on the offense by investing strategically and keeping it simple, that's how you're going to build real wealth. Mistake number 7, and I'm sure you hate this as much as I do, is paying way too much in taxes. Many of us are overpaying taxes without even realizing it, and that's great for the government. But for us, you and I, it is one of the biggest drain on our financial resources. It's the biggest drain of our income. If you're not being strategic and you're not taking advantage of those tax sheltered accounts and you are not planning ahead, you are going to be paying, or you are likely paying, thousands or maybe even hundreds of thousands in extra dollars. And trust me, that money is better off in your pocket. So here's how you're going to fix it. First, you're going to educate yourself on how the TFSA works, how the RRSP works, how the FHSA works. And I have so many videos on this topic that you have no excuse on how to educate yourself on these tax savings accounts. And if you're in the US, You need to be taking advantage of your Roth IRA, your traditional IRA, your 401k. If you are not taking advantage of these options, again, you are spending and wastefully spending hundreds of thousands in extra taxes, which you don't need to be. If all this sounds way too complicated because, yuck, who wants to deal with taxes? Spend a little bit of money, consult with a tax advisor, get your plan in order, and spend that one-time cost. Setting up yourself, do yourself that favor. Because at the end of the day, optimizing your taxes is just going to keep more money in your pocket. And that's what I'm talking about. Keeping more money in your pocket and secure your financial future. And mistake number 8, relying solely on your paycheck. If you depend solely on your paycheck to just exist, you are putting yourself at risk without even realizing it. So let's fix this last mistake. If all your financial security depends on that one paycheck, that means you are one paycheck away from disaster. And trust me, you don't want to be in that position. Relying on a single source of income is extremely risky. Yeah, you might think, yo, your job is secure, but take a look what's happening in the news. People are losing their jobs left, right, and center. And do you think the rich just rely on that one paycheck? No, they don't. That's why it's always emphasized. And this is one of the biggest ways the rich are so much wealthier, because they have multiple sources of income. And if you just have one, you are putting yourself at risk. Well, and the fix? Well, it's obvious. Multiple sources of income. So here's what I want you to do. Start a side hustle. Find a freelance gig. Become a consultant. Teach online. Whatever you have to do, figure out what skill, what's something unique that you have to offer that you can monetize. Then you're going to take those extra dollars and you're going to invest in passive income generating assets. Things like stocks or ETFs. Get more money working for you so you don't have to work hard for your money. This isn't a flashy get rich quick scheme. This is how you truly build long-term wealth. And it's based on evidence and research on experts, experienced accountants, self-made millionaires. This is exactly what they do. So if you want a blueprint on how to change the game for yourself, there you go. So hopefully this gives you a roadmap on how to set yourself up for success. Start with the first step we talked about and just action that. Once you get comfortable there, move on to the next one. You want to build good money habits. And you're going to find that the money you manage now is going to compound into long-term wealth. Thank you so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate the time you took to watch this video and invest in your financial future. Your support means everything to me. And if you hit that like button, if you hit that subscribe button, it lets me know you want to see more content like this. And that's the type of content I want to provide to you. Drop a comment down below. Let me know which money habit you're ready to break first. That's it for now. I'll talk to you in the comments section.